In Final Fantasy, we file Diabolos under categories that comfort our fragile minds: Dark Summon, Demon, Nightmare Wings. We give him a name to make him feel like a villain we can understand. But Final Fantasy VIII whispers a truth much colder than evil. He is not a predator waiting in the shadows. He is not a punisher seeking a soul. He is a law. Diabolos does not arrive like fire. He arrives like weight. And weight has only one direction. In Final Fantasy VIII, he is contained within an object you can carry in a single trembling hand: the magical lamp. When the seal breaks, you do not step into a dungeon. You do not cross a threshold into a physical space. You step into absence. It is a black, suspended nowhere. There is no architecture to ground you, no horizon to offer a sense of scale. There is nothing to interpret, nothing to cling to, except the entity looming in the center of the void. In this space, Diabolos is not a creature you meet. He is a presence. The game does not bind him to hellfire or the dramatics of the abyss. It binds him to the most indifferent force in the cosmos: gravity. It is not damage in the way a blade cuts or a flame burns. It is a concept. It is a relentless, invisible pressure. It is the rule that does not need a weapon to win, because it has already decided where you belong. You are not fighting a monster. You are fighting the realization that the universe is far heavier than you were ever meant to carry. The name Diabolos is not accidental flavor. It is a linguistic anchor to the Greek root for accuser, the slanderer, the one who brings the charge that finally breaks you. But in the vacuum of this narrative, an accuser does not need a blade to find your heart. An accuser simply makes you carry your own sentence. He is the personification of consequence. He is the principle that the world is infinitely heavier than you are, and that you possess no currency with which to negotiate. Gravity is the only language such an entity needs. It is the perfect, silent tongue of the Absolute. Gravity does not even see you. It simply applies. To face him is not to engage in combat. It is to witness the closing of a ledger. You are not being attacked. You are being corrected by the weight of your own existence. Final Fantasy XI does not treat Diabolos as a mere curiosity or a hidden trial. It treats him as a worldview. In the shadow of Chains of Promathia, he is the architect of Dynamis, a dream world refuge offered as reality itself is devoured by the emptiness. The pitch is chilling in its honesty. There is no salvation from the void. There is no light at the end of the tunnel. So, he offers the only thing left, an eternal, stagnant dream. It is not heroism. It is not malice. It is surrender disguised as mercy. He reframes captivity as comfort and turns the base instinct to survive into an endless, heavy sleep. He is the quiet voice at the edge of the abyss, telling you that it is okay to let go, to stop breathing, to simply sink into the velvet dark of a dream that never ends. He does not break your spirit. He merely invites it to rest in a prison where the bars are made of your own exhausted desires. In Final Fantasy XIV, Diabolos is the king of collapsed sanctuaries. He haunts the scars of the War of the Magi, Amdapor and Dun Scaith, places built as white magic bastions against the dark. These were not just cities. They were human monuments to safety, fortified by towers and wards. But Diabolos is what happens when faith fails and darkness moves in to occupy the void. He does not just invade, he redefines. Under his shadow, a sanctuary becomes a carcass that still has the lights on. He is the squatter in the cathedral, the cold wind blowing through the ribcage of a dead god. He proves that no wall is thick enough to keep out the inevitable, turning your last refuge into a hollow monument of your own defeat. Type 0 strips away the last of the mystery. Here, Diabolos is not a legend or a nightmare. He is an instrument of nationhood. He is a war god, an eidolon bound to the crystal states, dragged from the ether to serve the machinery of conflict. In the world of Orients, the supernatural is merely another resource to be mined. Everything sacred becomes functional. Everything mythic is reduced to a tool. He is how civilizations weaponize inevitability. In this light, gravity becomes political. It is the crushing weight of empire, the suffocating mass of orders, and the density of a history that repeats because no one is permitted to be light. Diabolos is the ultimate draft pick, the proof that even the end of all things can be harnessed to ensure the war never truly ends. He is no longer the silence at the end of the world. He is the heavy hand of the state, reminding you that there is no escape, not even in death. Even if Ultimecia compresses time, gravity remains. Her ambition is total control through temporal collapse, forcing all of existence into one suffocating point. But compression is density, and density is gravity's favorite condition. Diabolos is the shadow behind her throne, the law that survives her plan. He is the reminder that power does not float. Power accumulates mass. Mass demands collapse. Like Ifrit is heat and Shiva is cold, Diabolos is consequence. He is not a blade at your throat. He is your own weight finally being felt. He is the accuser who doesn't end you directly. He whispers the charge, and you spend the rest of your life paying it off until you simply cannot. His damage is almost illusory because he is not the wound. He is the moment you realize that you were already bleeding, that reality has rules. Diabolos is the devil, not because he hurts or tortures you, but because he convinces you the fool was always yours.